She met Sir Laurence Olivier when they starred together in The Entertainer. 4 years later, in 1960, they were married. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me just talk about that a little bit, because, I mean, you were at the Old Vic and were set on this incredible career that you were having in classical theater in London. I mean, you guys were sort of separated from what was going on at the West End, right? Doing your...
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then you met Sir Laurence Olivier. Then, I guess, not Sir Laurence, Larry then.
No, he was Sir Laurence.
He was then when you met him? Yeah.
Yes, but we met because he came to the theatre, which was the outpost, the rebel outpost, as it was called. Arthur Miller brought him to see a play by John Osborne called Look Back in Anger, and told him that's where the theatre was going to be in the future. And so he decided he was going to be part of it.
Yeah. Now, had he created the National Theatre then?
No, no, that was before the National Theatre.
And then he went on, after you were married, to do that?
Yes, after the Royal Court Theatre, where we met, he was the director of the first Theatre in the Round, Chichester Festival Theatre, which became a nucleus of the National Theatre Company at the Old Vic.
Yeah. And the two of you were married, what, 1960 to his death in 1989?
Yes.
And how many children?
3.
Yeah. And you would continue to act, but on the theater, not doing any films during that period to speak of?
Very few. No, 1 or 2.
But
extras,
acting at the National Theatre, and
yes.
you'd have a child and take off for 2 years and then go back to acting, and then have another one and go back to acting. And you did that with great pleasure because the two of you really wanted a family.
Yes, of course we did. We were also both very idealistic about that National Theatre, which took 10 years, you know, to form and to become the institution that was going to carry on into the future as it does now. So it was family and National Theatre, and that was really, you know, the basis of our life. And I didn't really want to go away in those years. Nor did he want me to go away. He wanted somebody there. He could, not somebody who would just pass on the stairs and say good morning or good night, but somebody who shared the burdens of that particular job, and there are a lot.
He said to you, you got to help me do this. I can't do this without you at one time, did he not?
Yes, he did. Because, you know, you need that sort of confidant who isn't a threat. Who isn't somebody who might be going to look for your job.
You were married here in the United States, weren't you? You were 29 and he was 54 at the time?
Yes,
He was in Beckett and you were in what? The Taste of Honey?
Taste of Honey.
Yeah. What did he teach you? What did you learn about acting from being so associated with this sort of most honored American English actor?
Yeah, it's very hard to say because, you see, we weren't playing the same parts.
Yeah. If he was here, I'd ask him the same question, what he learned from you.
No, it isn't that. Because you can't learn a technique in acting, like you can't teach timing. Each person is an individual. You can learn about an attitude, you can learn about a technical way to rehearse, but you can't teach a man how to play a part if you're a woman, and nor can you teach a woman how to play a part if you're a man, because they are separate.
He believed, and I know nothing about acting, but he believed very much in the sort of the notion, not the method, but the notion of acting, that it was technique, and it was practice, and it was craft. Not so much going deep inside as a lot of American actors have popularized.
Well, yes.
Bail me out of this.
It's very difficult to say that he didn't agree with the method. There were certain things that an English training in an English drama school it teaches you, which you would find dismissed by the method people as external and technical. If I give you an example, we went to see an actor in a play in New York, and we had read notices, and a lot had been said about a certain scene where the actor did a tremendous cry and scream at a very dramatic moment. And the night we went, it wasn't there, it didn't happen. And we went round, because we knew him very well, and said, well, what happened to that? Where was it? And he said, He'd been attending the Method Studio, you see, and he said, I didn't feel I could reach it, and I didn't want to give the audience a lie. And Larry said, what else have you been doing all evening?
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's that sort of attitude he didn't like.
Yeah, that, yeah. One couple of quick questions about him before I want to talk about Enchanted April and this Dennis with Walter Matthau. What made him acknowledged, what was his genius as an actor that people so often call him, you know, the greatest actor of the English-speaking world?
Well, you're never going to be able to define that, are you? Genius is indefinable. It was an enormous energy, a compelling presence, a total concentration, and
energy, presence, concentration.
An extraordinary imagination. Yeah. But I mean, add to that the gifts of good looks, physique, and a wonderful voice.
Yes, and you've got at least a pretty good actor.
Right.
There was this biography written about him that you didn't like, and you're going to.
I haven't read that one. If you're talking about,
was
yes,
it Spoto or some? What's the guy's name?
I don't know because I didn't know anything about him, and I was told by somebody who'd been asked to review it that he didn't even want to review it. And that it was mostly untruthful, so I didn't bother.
The reason I ask about it is that I'm told you're going to write your own autobiography and sort of set the record straight as to what...
No, there is to be an official biography where all the letters and in the archives and all the sort of close families from throughout his life will be talking to someone for the first time. And all his papers will be available. That is going. I am, yes, also have been commissioned to write my autobiography, which of course all that will come into.
Are you ready to do that?
No.